More than 2 years ago, I created a video about aetas, widely considered to be the first Filipino being connected to Africans. I was wrong. Well, I think the better way of putting it is that there is conflicting research, but no clear evidence, as of yet, proving the connection of aetas to Africans. With the help of a lot of people who left comments, Google, and some friends, here is what I found out about the origin of aetas. Hi! Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. I would really appreciate it. First, that information of aetas originating from Africans came from the following research. You should find all the links in the description box. There is a research that discovered aetas are actually closer to Denisovans. This is according to DNA examinations, and this was published in the paper titled Discerning the Origins of Negritos, First Sandalan People. The research was conducted by Timothy Ginam of the National Institute of Genetics in Japan, and there are 8 other researchers. You should be seeing them on your screens right now. The research said they did not observe any direct links between the different aetas and the African pygmies. They further said that the physical similarities between Africans and aetas is most likely due to convergent evolution. Convergent evolution occurs when species occupy similar ecological niche and adapt in similar ways in response to similar selective pressure. Of course, we go to the next obvious question. Who are Denisovans? Well, they actually evolved from Homo heidelbergensis. According to History.com, between 300,000 and 400,000 years ago, one group of Homo heidelbergensis left Africa. They expanded into Eurasia, and then they split. Those that moved west into Europe evolved into Neanderthals, and then the ones that moved east into Asia became Denisovans. Denisova was actually discovered by a Swedish paleogeneticist, Svante Pääbo, now a Nobel Prize winner in medicine. Denisovans are an extinct species of hominid and a close relative to modern humans. DNA evidence suggests that Denisovans are related to both Neanderthals and modern humans and may have interbred with both. Now, there is another team of scientists led by Johannes Krauss and Svante Pääbo himself that concluded Denisovans were the descendants of an earlier migration of Homo erectus out of Africa, completely distinct from modern humans and Neanderthals. So this information is actually in contrast with what History.com said. According to History.com, Denisovans are an evolution from Homo heidelbergensis. So if there's, maybe I'm missing a step or I'm misinterpreting something, if there's anybody who can clarify and shed light into this, I'll be interested to hear it. Denisovan is not all of aetas. So part of aetas is Denisovan, but Denisovan is not all of aetas. So the question remains, where did aetas come from? It isn't conclusive. That's the short answer to it. There are no studies, as far as my research goes, that has specifically concluded the origin of aetas. However, everyone who has done research and studied archaeological evidence, DNA, and others seems to agree that aetas is a convergence of different races. Ginam and others said that it appears as if aetas is an evolution or mixture of other Southeast Asian races. In the study, the Andaman Islanders, they said that they can't find any evidence that Philippine aetas came from the same ancestral population with other indigenous groups that look like them from other parts of Asia. Africa is the cradle of mankind. Some of the people in the comment section stated that mankind came from Africa or something to that effect. This came from a discovery made by Raymond Dart and Robert Broom. Dart, an Australian-born anatomist, was interested in fossils and he found a brain. And after tests and studies, he concluded that to be the first or early humans. Long story short, paleontologist Broom discovered several other fossils similar to what Dart discovered, and he discovered them in Africa. So the oldest known human were discovered there in Africa. That's how Africa came to be known as the cradle of mankind. The work dramatically altered the trajectory of human evolution studies, changing what people looked for human fossils and what they expected to find. So, studying our evolution, our history, where we came from, how we came to be as we are now, those are very important things, very, very interesting. But it's a progressive thing as well. So the truth that we know now is only as far as what we can tell from the evidence that we have. They continue to dig, they continue to advance the technology. New information will come up that will either confirm what we know or challenge the things that we know to be true. So, but as I've said, so don't be surprised if there's one thing that we know for sure now and then they dig up another fossil that will tell a totally different story. But what I know for sure is that as much as it is important for us to study the past, it is much more important for us to live the present. That's what's important. It's all of this study, these are just to help us understand how we adapt and how we evolve. But these aren't the things that matter. What matters the most is our present. So it's important for us to love as much as we can, love the people that we have in the best way that we can, to live for a purpose and do the best that we can today. Those are the things that are important. So I don't think it's right for us to get affected and say you came from this whatever. Those aren't important. What's important is today. And then there's also several things that I want to clarify. In the first video, I never said Filipinos are connected to African Americans. I said they're connected to Africans and Black, and I should have just said exclusively Africans. Second is that I did mention that there were other races in the Philippines already present when the Spaniards came. I just didn't concentrate on them because that specific video was for the aetas. And then I already created several other videos talking about different IPs in the Philippines. They're simply not getting the attention because the title isn't as controversial as this one. Next is that my grandfather is very dark brown, so there's no doubt that he's an IP. And on the other hand, my grandmother is so white, like European white. But those are the things that we never really discussed in the family. We never asked them because it just didn't matter to us. So I never actually knew. And apparently my mom also didn't know for sure. She just knows for sure that that we're mixed, but she doesn't know what it is that we have in our blood, and it doesn't matter. So in that video, when I said that we evolved from that aeta picture to this one, dark brown, I was specifically talking about myself. I wasn't really talking about somebody else. It wasn't clear. And then last thing is that that video was of course created at a different stage in my life, at a different point in my life, and as I've said earlier, I realized that these things aren't as important as the present, and so I just want to be able to concentrate on the things that we can progress on the future and celebrate what we have right now. So I will, however, keep that video up even if I provided wrong information, because I believe that everybody is bound to grow. And I know that there are links of that video in some places. So I don't want people to think that I'm hiding from the mistakes that I've made in the past. But I will change the title to reflect this new video, the clarifications and the corrections that I provided. So that's it. I would love to hear your thoughts. If there's anybody out there that can provide better information, I'm all ears. I'm very, very interested. Leave them in the comment section below. Of course, just be respectful, and you can get in touch with me in any of the social media links that you see on your screen right now. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button and share. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Till next time.